Good morning. I'm going to go over the graphing, sea ice extent graphing with you. Here's our data, and we've got two different data sets, and I have two different graphs. So the first one is showing the Arctic, so North Pole, sea ice. So this is how much ice is covering the Arctic in millions of kilometers for two different months, March and September. And that goes from 1980 to 2020. And you'll see in March, in the North Pole, there's much more ice, which makes sense because that's coming out of winter. And in September, there's much less ice because that's at the end of summer. So that makes sense. The Antarctic, which is South Pole, same type of data, but you'll see that it's just reversed because the seasons are reversed. So in February, Antarctica is coming out of their summer, so there's much less sea ice. And in September, it's coming out of winter, so there's much more sea ice. So anyways, we're gonna graph these. And I'm just gonna do one of them. I'm gonna set up one data table, and you'll do the other one just like it. So let's start at the top. We'll do the Arctic at the top here. And along the bottom, I want to do my years. So I'm going to do 1980, 1985, 1990, 2000, 2005, 2010, 2015, 2020. So those are my years, right? Along the side is the sea ice extent. So sea ice extent. And we always want to put the units so we know what we're talking about. In this case, millions of kilometers squared, or millions of square kilometers. And there, if we look at our data, it only gets as high as like 18 or so, maybe 19. So we can go up to 20. So we're gonna do 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. So we're skipping. Each line is skipping one, right? We're going by twos. Now, for our data, what you see is that there's 2 months. That means I'm gonna have two different lines going across here. And what I'll do is I think for March, I'll do that in green. And for September, I'll do that in red, okay? And what we wanna do is for March, we're gonna do one and then we'll do the other. So for March 1980 is 16. So we followed that 1980 line, here's 16, put a dot. And then 85 is 15.9. So that would be right about here. 1990 is also 15.9. Oh, and I should be doing this with my colors, right? So I would connect the dots here. 15 or 15.9. And I'm just connecting the dots. I'm going to do the same thing for September. Let's start September. We'll do 1980 for September. And that is 7.7. So 7.7 is right about there. 1985 is 6.7. 1990, 6.1. 95 is also 6.1. And you're going to do the rest of that, right? And connecting the dots, showing the line, and seeing what the trend looks like as we go forward in time. So do that for both graphs. This is your Arctic, The bottom graph is for your Antarctic. And then look and see how they're different. And you're gonna see some differences between the North and South Pole in how the ice extent has changed over time. All right, thank you very much.